everybody, my name is Paint Splotch, and welcome back to Create a Gem, my monthly challenge I'm going to try to do here for the year of 2026, where I am designing a new character every single month for my story world, the Arrow One universe, because it turns 10 years old this year. Woohoo! Confetti! So it is February now, and I had a really great idea for something fun to do because, as you know, or probably know, there is a big holiday coming up in February. Yes, that's right! It's Beto's birthday. I'm just kidding. It's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up, and I want to do something really fun. So we are going to do something a little bit different this month. I am going to do video part 1, video part 2. I'm going to make a couple. Yes, that's right. In each video, I'm going to make one half of a dynamic duo that is going to fit into my worlds, but they are going to have a romancy theme. I feel like I often kind of suck at the romance thing, just being chronically single. Never been on a date before, but hey, you know, that's life. So before I ramble too much, I think that's pretty much it. I have revamped the generator, the Python script for this round, for the month of February, so they're a little bit more on the romancy side of things. If I zoom in here a little bit more, easier for you guys to see, easier for me to see around my mic stand because I cannot figure out how to set up my microphone to save my life. Yes, I am a walking train wreck. Anyway, we have chocolate themed gemstones. I am fully aware that some of these may not exist, but you know what? If Google lied to me, I'm just running with it because I can only fact check so much before I drive myself clinically insane. So we have chocolate calcite, chocolate opal, chocolate diamond, chocolate jasper, chocolate sapphire, chocolate pearl, chocolate moonstone, chocolate quartz. And if you are now hungry for chocolate, good, I've done my job. With the professions, I went something a little bit more on the romantic side. You know, things that could be seen as, romantic professions. A chocolatier, a winemaker, a massage therapist, a cardiologist. Yes, because I could make that joke. I absolutely had to. I was given way too much power. It was late at night when I was reworking this. Okay, we'll just run with it. Otherwise, we have the entire thing, I think, has been kind of reworked. We have just kind of the same polls the gender, polls for the hair. The traits are now kind of this Valentine's theme. We have a lot of heart-shaped and, frills, lace, roses, rose tattoos, heart tattoos, heart earrings, rose bracelets. We just kind of got a whole bunch of heartsy, cutesy, frilly things put on this list. And then the new category for this particular one is the shared category. This down here, the shared category. That's going to be a category that is shared across both characters. So it's pretty self-explanatory. So we have matching outfits, matching tattoos, a chocolate theme, a rose theme, a gold theme, matching accessories, and a heart theme. So basically, what I pull on the first one, I'm going to delete this category from the second pull. We don't need it on the second one, just this first one, and that's going to give me something to keep in mind for the second one. So let's say we pull the rose theme. Both characters are going to have the rose theme. If there's matching tattoos, they both have matching tattoos. Pretty self-explanatory on that one. And then I changed this, the type, the variety, because I know I ran into that in round 1 for January, where I was like, ooh, I don't have the lore built for these characters yet, and I don't have the time right now to devote to that kind of world building. So I kind of rolled it back a little bit, kind of was working with that, and went with ones that I felt more comfortable with, especially considering I'm doing 2 of these in a month, like an absolute crazy woman. So before I ramble into oblivion, let's get to those polls. Same as last time, I am going to shuffle this 3 times and pick my favorite out of the bunch. Possible spoilers? I said in the first round, actually, I recorded a video and then I deleted it because I got super distracted and super off topic for like 17 straight minutes. And at some point I'm like, I don't think I can save this footage. I need to just take a breath and restart. I said that if I pulled cardiologist automatically, that was going to be a win because it was making me laugh so hard. But I also pulled serval hybrid, which I do not have serval hybrid set up in the world yet. But I have that part of the world where they would be from, like in the development process. So I feel like if I pull a serval, that might be an automatic win because servals are my favorite non-domesticated breed of cat. In fact, I will be cringe here for 2.5 seconds. My main fursona now, I feel cringy saying that because I don't consider myself a furry, but we'll call her what she is, I guess. My main fursona is a serval. Editor Paint Splotch, if you want to put up a picture of Sango, either the fursuit or some of her art, that'd be pretty cool. Thanks. Okay. So, I don't know. The vibes was so strong. I got in my head about it because I feel like I got like the second half of the poll was a good one and the first half was like really weak. I don't know. Hard to explain. So that might be something for me to consider. If I pull serval, that might have enough weight. If I get serval cardiologist as a combo, I'm going to lose my mind. I will go hug my cat or something ridiculous. Not that that matters. You can't see me hugging my cat, but you know, I'm not one to scream or squeal. So yeah. Oh, and this kept my... I also, reset the code. I also had found some glitches in the previous one where I had done a few things. What is English? I did a few things wrong and the code still worked right, but it was giving me then like multiple pulls for a single. It's hard to explain. I messed up the code and I fixed it. So, my gosh, with the advertisements on the sides and stuff, please leave me the frick alone. Good grief. All right, let's do this. Pull 1. Chocolate opal, chocolatier, female with short hair, a rose hair clip, gold theme shared between her and her significant other, and a kitsu, which I talked about in the last video. They're basically kitsune foxes. They can have multiple tails. Kind of got that. I would call this a medium pull. I'm not going to say that this is like right off the bat. What the frick is that? See, I had stuff left over from the first round where I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it's not blatantly like one way or the other. So this is why we do multiple pulls. All right. 3, 2, 1. A chocolate quartz cardiologist, female with short hair, a heart tattoo on the upper back, matching outfits, and a cat hybrid. Now, I could cheat the system. I said cat hybrid as a generic, and I you know what? I will confirm this. I will double check. Let me zoom back in so it's easier for you guys to see. I am pretty sure. Yeah. So I have Akita hybrid, kind of dog, right? A Shiba Inu hybrid, kind of a dog. But I have canine in general, so that lets me pick what I want. Guys, is this it? The cat hybrid I could say is a serval. It doesn't specify what kind of cat it has to be. Servals are cats. Oh boy, that might be it. A quartz, the heart tattoo on the upper back. Matching outfits would be hard, but maybe I'll do like a work outfit and then like outside of work. That's that might be it. That might be it. All right, let's get our final poll before I get super excited, but this is looking like a strong contender. All right, chocolate calcite, romance novelist, male, long hair, a rose tattoo on the right leg, heart theme, and a forest and desert fox hybrid, which is a combination of the two. They have a little bit longer ears than normal forest foxes, but a little bit shorter ears than the desert foxes. Editor Paint, if you want to throw up a picture of Amari and Kaveh, that'd be super cool. They are siblings, and that's what kind of hybrid they are. All right, so when we look at this, sorry, it likes to go to my home screen. There we go. I feel like I need to do copy. We will do quit showing my homepage. Not that it's anything bad. It was some really great art drawn by a really great artist, but all right. I think I'm gonna use the power of choice to interpret that cat. I mean, there are cat hybrids in my story. Apollo is one. And then I think, honestly, I genuinely think most of the other cats are, like, just in the sketch phases. They kind of they live off by themselves. But I think I want to follow the logic of the dog hybrid that I came up with. That there are specifics, but then you could also just have... I mean, I said cat. I could have said feline. I don't feel like that's cheating because I showed you guys. I've got the dog one. Specific breeds of dogs. And then I have just canine. You know what? I have to. I pulled cardiologist, which I thought would be funny. And then basically I pulled serval. I pulled the generic category, but I'm don't get mad at me for this, but I've got to go serval. I think this is going to be way too wild of a choice to not pull and do that. Because here's my thought too. It's funny, I wrote romance novelist and now I'm just like, I'm not really feeling it. Is it romancy? Yes. Do I want that? No, not really. And we have the kitsu with the gold theme would be really pretty, and the chocolate, like the golds and the browns. But I don't know, like, I have so many more fox characters than I do, like, anything cat, and I kind of just think that vibe is there. So, for all the money, all the whatever it's gonna be, our first half of this dynamic duo is going to be a chocolate quartz with the profession of a cardiologist. Female with short hair. I am getting that so often. I may have to weight the other ones more heavily because I keep pulling short hair, and I feel like I'm running out of some, like, decent styles. But it may work too. Servals, I think, have shorter coats, I think. So maybe that does work in the long run. She's going to have a heart tattoo on her upper back. I just got to figure out what's funnier. Like an actual, like an actual heart, or like a cartoony heart, because part of me says cartoony makes so much more sense. The other part of me says actual it's wild. It's a wild choice. Like, not that people don't have those, but you know what I mean? So anyway, she has a heart tattoo on her upper back, and then with her partner, she will have matching outfits. I didn't specify that this had to be the main one, so I think she will have a professional outfit, and then she will have the one that matches her significant other. And then for cat hybrid, I am going to make the executive choice, and I'm going to say that the cat variety then is a serval, which means I get to do a little bit of lore writing, which you guys will see at the end of the video. So I guess with that all figured out, chosen, whatever we want to say, we can pop over to the musical break where it's a speed paint, and then I will see you guys back for the final reveal. So here we are. Here's my character. This is Moxie. Her character quote is, why are you looking at my ears like that? My eyes are down here. Which I don't know. I think that was kind of cute. Her description says, occasionally sharp-tongued, Moxie does her best to put on a smile for her patients. While some may see this serval hybrid as a fish out of water, or a cat out of the desert, Moxie looks past her appearances and asserts herself into society to be viewed as no stranger than anyone else. This doctor has found love and won't let anything stop her now. Kind of cheesy. I was tired. I have this idea. I'm gonna detour for just a hot second. I think it'd be really fun at the end of the year to do a video where I go back through all of these characters that I've made this year, specifically for this design challenge, and I don't know, reread them and re-update things, just kind of like a cozy, like, grab a cup of cider, you don't have to necessarily, like, watch the video, just tune in, just kind of listen, just kind of chill, and we'll do some updates and see. That might be kind of fun. So anyway, I had that thought earlier. I wanted to share that as like ooh, that might be kind of fun. I know we're only 1 and a partial video deep into the year, but I don't know. I think that might be kind of fun to look and see. Like, look at the artwork, talk about the characters, talk about the stories. That was one thing that I mentioned before I realized that the microphone wasn't recording. Character Hub they do kind of their own version of like Inktober. They do an October drawing prompt thing. They have in the past. I don't know if they will this year. But they also do a writing one, and I have done that the past 2 years, where basically it's like a daily writing prompt. So who knows? Maybe I will talk about that if I include any of the brand new characters. I kind of let the stories write themselves. I don't want to force things, so we will see what the story ends up being, but you never know. Hey, if inspiration strikes, it strikes. So, it might be kind of fun. Alright, diving back in, her about info. Her full name is Moxie Dearborn. Every once in a while, I kind of love just going a little bit hard on the names, just because I can. I realized, too, I'm trying to remember bits and pieces of what I lost from the other videos so that I can add that back into this recording, now that I know the microphone is recording. Normally, in my stories, the characters are named based on their gemstones, whether that's actual, literal, like Perry is a peridot, Onyx is a blue onyx, Snowflake is a snowflake obsidian. Her full name is Snowflake Obsidian. That's like her name. Occasionally you'll find ones that break that mold. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Amari and Kaveh might be, and then Moxie, I was looking at the Moxie and I was thinking that Moxie is going to be one of those where it doesn't really fit. I didn't pull that from any bit of her gemstone. It's just a name that, as I was drawing, that name popped into my head, so that's where that comes from. So anyway, her full name is Moxie Dearborn, but her preferred name is Moxie. Her nickname is Mox. Species is Servali, which I didn't put a little note here on the side. I might go back and add that later. Basically, it's a serval hybrid. That's what I'm going to call them in my world. I'm inventing new species every day. Okay, maybe not every day, but that's how it feels. Gem type, she is a chocolate quartz. Her birthday is August 2nd. Her age, 3,810. And I forgot to put years old, so before I do the final post, because we are viewing the draft page, before I do her final post, I will go in and add that. Height, she is 5'7". I went with a little bit taller than my typical female characters because servals, the actual cats, are kind of tall and lanky. So I kind of wanted her to have that tall, lanky feel. Like, she's not excessively tall, but she is a lot taller. Not a lot, but she is taller than most of my female characters. How about that? Gender female, pronouns she, her, sexuality straight, powers ergokinesis or ergo. I'm not sure how that is exactly pronounced. I'm just running with it. Basically, she can manipulate energy. That's kind of her elemental power. She can mess with energy. Occupation, cardiologist. Motivation, the love of her life and the challenges that work throws at her. This might get reworded later because I realize the love of her life sounds kind of cheesy. But to be fair, right now, I have not even done the polls for her significant other. I don't know if he's going to be like boyfriend, fiance, husband. I have not decided yet. That is to be determined. So I don't have a name or anything to like plug that in like, oh, he motivates her. But the guy that she falls in love with, he motivates her to do things. She likes fancy chocolates, red wine, swimming, hot weather, and the outdoors. Another little thing I picked, but the hot weather just kind of ties back into real life servals, what I know, that they come from warmer climates. I think I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I just find them very fascinating. I think they're probably... I would dare to say servals are probably my favorite wildcat. So her dislikes, I put apples as a cheeky little... You know that saying? An apple a day keeps the doctor away? That's where that's coming from. I just thought that would be fun. It's kind of the low-hanging fruit, no pun intended, but low-hanging fruit in terms of like the humor, but sometimes that can be really funny. So I ran with it. She also dislikes rainy days, soggy biscuits, and being stuck inside for too long. Her traits: she is sassy, kind of done with everyone's everything. She sometimes lacks tact. She's compassionate towards those she considers friends. And I do normally have a category for friends. I left that blank right now, which means people can't see it. I can see it on the back end when I go into edit mode, but people on the front end can't see it. I will probably give her friends. I will work on things like that. As you can see, family, mother, father, and an older sister. Things may get developed over the year, and that's why I think it would be fun to go back and review. Like, what are her friends? Her significant other, coming soon. So, obviously... like I said, haven't even done the polls for him yet, so I don't have a name, I don't have a gem, I don't have an occupation, none of that. So it's just temporarily coming soon. Her strengths: she is quick on her feet. Due to her long shift, she's built up a good amount of endurance. She's knowledgeable about her field of medicine. She enjoys a good problem and is always eager to find a solution for it. If I stumble over my words or sound like I'm mispronouncing things, I am so freaking tired. I wanted to get this recorded though so I can get it edited and get that out. So just bear with tired paint splotch. She's doing her best. Her weaknesses: she often lacks tact when it's needed. Has a bit of a mouth on her. This is my favorite one. She's the reason the office created a no swearing during work hours policy. It's so stupid, but I thought that was just such a random funny thing. Like, just to add, you know? It's the little things in stories sometimes that can really make it, you know, funny. Because then it makes me wonder, like, what did she do? You know, she's brand new, hot off the press. So it's not like this has been a character that's been in the works for, you know, months, where I could say, oh, let me tell you about that one time. It was Taco Tuesday, you know? But I feel like that's kind of fun. And maybe then the audience would be like, oh man, what did she do that got the office policy made? And then she 100% would rather be outdoors than stuck in the office. So her other forms, because she can shapeshift, most gems can. Just kind of depends on the strength of their gem. And hybrids, I think usually can only exclusively shapeshift into the animal hybrid variant that they are. So for example, a fox hybrid could only shapeshift into a fox. A wolf hybrid could only shapeshift into a wolf. In Moxie's case, because she's a serval hybrid, she can only shapeshift into a serval. Versus a general gem, just a gem in general that does not have any hybridism in their DNA, they could turn into anything. You could have one be, you know, a hawk, a buffalo, a hippo, whatever. So that's kind of how that works. Her hobbies are exploring new places, hiking, swimming, cooking, and I specified trying new recipes because I feel like she's a little bit adventurous. So I feel like she would really enjoy, like, going to the store after work, getting ingredients, and wanting to try new recipes. Like, maybe getting tired of the old. She would get tired of the old pretty fast, you know? She's always wanted to try new things. And then her residence is District 2 on Ophidian. So, nothing super fancy there. Stats: her power manipulation, which would be that wherever it was up here, ergokinesis is probably ergo. I'm going to say ergo. I'm going to make so many people mad if that is incorrect. I don't care. So anyway, the manipulation of energy, out of 100, she ranks at 13, so she's really low on that. Basically, she could probably accidentally trigger her powers. She might be able to, if she really focused, set off a trigger, but she probably is gonna suck at it more than likely. Her endurance, however, ranks an 89 out of 100 because she's got that endurance she's built up from work. Her agility is 61 out of 100, so above average, not super stellar, but definitely not really low. Speed, she clocks in at a 92 out of 100, so she outranks her endurance and speed. She's quite the fast girl. Again, that's kind of another nod to the serval part of her, because I have seen some videos, and I think servals are pretty fast, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say, like, second fastest land cat, like there's any others. But I could be completely wrong. Intelligence, she ranks at 87 out of 100, just because she's got a lot of medical knowledge. She's a smart girl. And then creativity, she ranks a 25 out of 100, so pretty low on the creativity. I try to balance these where if you have some really high categories, you have some really lows, because I don't want people screaming at me that, oh, she's Mary Sue, she's too perfect. And honestly, I can't see her necessarily needing to be creative. You know, she's honed to the intelligence, and that's going to be more her thing. She's adventurous, she's, you know, doing that versus, oh, I'm going to sit down and compose a poem. I'm going to sit down and complete a painting. So that's kind of the logic behind it. Like last time, we have the color palette, so lots of reds and browns and oranges. I just realized how bad earring looks out of context. It's this weird, because it's got a lot of shading, but I wasn't going to put, you know, highlight, you know, the dark part. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Anyway, her color palette is all put in there. I will pull this up. So I completely forgot that she was supposed to have an upper back tattoo until I was putting in the info for the thing later on. I'm going to scroll down and look because I can't remember what it's called right off the top of my head. This banner that everyone is getting for this challenge, the Arrowin Universe 10th Anniversary Design a Gem Challenge, where down here it's the design criteria. I was filling it out, I came to the unique design trait, and I was like, heart tattoo on the upper back. Oh shoot, I completely forgot that. I might have gone too high on this, but I did with what I had. So, off camera, because I had already done, the entire reference sheet was done. Like, line art, color, it was exported, it was loaded where it needed to be, and then I went, oh, I gotta fix that. So I added this back kind of portion, which shows more of her markings too, which I feel like is, you know, pretty good considering she's got the spots on the markings, which come from that serval part of the hybridism that she has. So I can't really zoom in here. So I will probably try to add that in post, maybe. Editor Paint, can you, like, zoom in on the tattoo? Thank you. Okay, so her back then that you guys didn't get to see during the speed paint portion of this video, she does have some of the long markings. These are supposed to be representative of, like, serval markings. If you have seen servals, they've got these really beautiful, like, longer, I perceive them as stripes. Particularly, I kind of see them as striping. I think I had read somewhere it's actually a bunch of dots and spots, like, close together that make it look like stripes, but again, I could be wrong. Don't take my advice as the gospel. I don't always know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to steer you wrong. If you're interested in servals, look them up. They are fascinating. They're gorgeous cats. Really unique with the really long legs. I probably did her ears too big, but servals kind of have big ears. So, design trait-wise, I wanted something kind of cutesy outfit-wise. I mean, I know I could have just gone, like, white lab coat, but for crying out loud, if you've seen half of my characters, if you've seen a fraction of my characters, you know that I don't always go traditional, so I just thought this was kind of cute. And to me, it kind of reads doctor, but not, like, blatantly. So I feel like that kind of towed a nice line. And since I got matching outfit, I got some interesting design elements, I feel like, in here with maybe some gradients, some color layering, that will be interesting to play with her significant other. So we will see. And then Gemstone, yeah, that's her ref sheet for now. I'm sure there are plenty of artists who would love to scream at me for that being like a really bad way to do a reference sheet. And you know what? I am making my own kind of chaos here. There is a reason why my tagline is a new breed of creativity, because I am not following anybody's mold. Oh, alright. It's background story time. I feel like with the last one I could ask Editor Paint to cue up some like dramatic ambient music, but I don't know what kind of music she needs here. I feel like it needs to be like uplifting. So Editor Paint, can you like find some good background music? I feel like that kind of just sets the mood if I'm reading. Thanks. I'm gonna trust you. Put some up there and it's not gonna be just awkwardly quiet while I read. So her background story. I'm going to try to do this without stumbling over my tongue 15 times, and I probably will. That's okay, because you know what? I'm not perfect. So background story. Moxie's family moved to the capital city when she was just a baby to escape political tensions in her homeland and to seek a brighter start. Her parents kept busy with work, and she often was left under the watch of her older sister. From a fairly young age, Moxie took an interest in the world around her, wanting to understand things she couldn't. As she got older, she settled into the idea of getting into the field of medicine. The ever-changing problems and depth of knowledge was quite alluring to her. Her sharp tongue often got her in trouble, though she genuinely didn't mean to come off as abrasive or coarse. Years of being guided predominantly by an older sister gave her a bit of a temperament that makes her a little hard to get along with. Moxie does enjoy her job, though her coworkers speculate that she would have been better in a lab setting where she didn't need to have bedside manners. Still, she's quite sharp with her wits and good at her job. Outside of dry remarks and sarcasm, she takes good care of her patients and does all she can to fix whatever problems may arrive. In terms of love, she didn't go looking for it. Rather, Cupid's pesky arrow found her and hit her hard. For the first time in most of her life, she found herself actively wanting to soothe that wild temperament of hers. With time and love in her life, she mellowed out enough to be a more tolerable soul. Both patients and coworkers alike rejoiced over that fact. Now Moxie finds her life nearly complete between a job that keeps her sharp and someone who loves her flaws and all. So there we go. She's kind of sassy, but a little bit sweet. Spicy sweet. She's spicy sweet. All right, trivia. I told you, some of these get more trivia than others. I think Quinn's was a sad, 2. Moxie's got 5. So we're off to a better start. So Moxie's trivia. Despite her age and perfection, Moxie does enjoy dressing in more cutesy outfits. So I thought that might be kind of a fun little bit of trivia. She likes cutesy things. Though Moxie is part cat by hybrid nature, she really enjoys water-based activities like swimming and baths. Which, I don't know, I just thought that would be kind of a fun thing to play on. Moxie is aware of Goldie and Zuli, Ophelian's last known master healers, and is uncertain about their practice. If given the choice, Moxie chooses to avoid them. So I thought that might be kind of fun, that different views of medicine, maybe modern versus traditional kind of. The healers definitely have their way about them, and I don't know, I could see Moxie kind of being yeah, this is a little bit out there. But hey, Moxie isn't loyal one way or the other to any particular group in Ophelion. Patients are patients in her eyes. That said, she is aware of the rebellion's efforts and views their behavior and... Oh, see, I realize that's a typo. I gotta fix that. Editor Paint's gonna fix that before. But anyway, it's supposed to read, that said, she is aware of the rebellion's efforts and views their behavior as unnecessarily reckless, viewing the odds of them completing their ultimate mission as being too slim to side with. So basically in that, lore-wise, she knows about the rebellion. She knows about their efforts to try and bring justice to a fallen world. And she kind of is yeah, that's too much of a risk for me to take. I kind of don't know about that. So she doesn't necessarily want to side with them because to her, that's too much of a risk. And then Moxie has overly sharp hearing, which proves time and time again to be a blessing and a curse. It all goes back to those big ears. She can hear a lot, but that's not always a good thing. Especially, I would imagine that her coworkers probably say some stuff about her. If she's kind of abrasive, they're going to be talking behind her back, but she's probably going to hear it, which probably just makes her even more abrasive. It's a vicious cycle. But I could also see it being a blessing, if you have a patient or something, kind of weakly call out, I could see her, being able to rush to help quickly then because of her hearing. So it's a blessing and a curse. All right, so same as last time, we get this little section here for people visiting the various pages. This gets put on Character Hub, Toy House, Unveil, and basically everybody can just pop in. So I'm not necessarily going to read this because this is the exact same wording. It's copy-pasted from last time where it's the 10th anniversary. Here's the process. February's design criteria. This is part 1. Gem type, chocolate quartz, occupation cardiologist, gender female, hair length short, unique design trait, heart tattoo on upper back. The shared design trait is matching outfits, and the species is a cat hybrid. So that's kind of that. And then the video process is to be determined. Everybody say hi. Say hi to everybody who's possibly going to come watch this video maybe from various sites, whether that is the OC profiles, that's going to be Character Hub, Toy House, Unveil, or maybe coming from places like Kara, where I'm going to post the art and be like, hi, if you want to come watch me ramble for a while, come check out the video. So everybody say hi. You were part of this process in the making. And then the character notes, or creator notes, which I did take from the Persona page, like I said I would last time. So there we go. In a nutshell, that's Moxie. I think that was a really fun design process. I struggled getting started with her, to be honest, but once I kind of had that direction in my head, once I started sketching, I felt that spark hit me, because I sat on the design prompt for several days, and I'm like, oh gosh, I just don't know, like, I feel like I need to have a bit of a direction before I start filming the process so that I don't just have, like, an insane amount of footage to sift through of, sketching and deleting, which does happen. So it took me a while to get started, but once I did, I really like her design stuff. So I'm really excited with how she turned out. I'm excited to introduce serval hybrids to my stories. And I know in the beginning I said, ooh, I'm going to develop lore, which I didn't. Just because I felt like it fit that she moved to the capital city, which is a major city in my story. It's kind of it's kind of the epicenter of things. I guess that would be something along those lines. But I will eventually go back to her homelands, because where she would come from, I do have characters there. I've got Nami, Azaria, and Zhenya, who come from that place, that region in the stories. So I definitely have reason to return to the servals, or the servali, I guess I'm going to call them that, in the stories. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. Maybe we will do like a summer poll. That might be kind of fun too, like one of the months. Do just the, put it up that it could be a gem, but it could be, the leopard hybrid or the cheetah or the serval, and we'll see if we can get back there and do some lore building. Maybe over the summer. Maybe that would be fun. So that concludes Moxie's design. I am so excited that I was able to do this. So thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. And stay tuned if you're watching this when this comes out, because part 2 will be coming very soon. I may give myself a few days to rest up, kind of recover from the crazy week it has been around here, and then get back right in the saddle and work on Moxie's significant other. I still got to decide, maybe that's something that we put in the Python script, is like, okay, is she dating this guy? Are they engaged? Are they married? I think that maybe I should do that. I would ask, like, hey, put it down in the comments below, but honestly, I might just run with it because I think that sounds fun. So stay tuned for part 2 of the February Design Challenge. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye! Okay, let's give this a try with the microphone set. Ooh, that looks like it's going to be a little bit crisper. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Fruit Loops!